Good morning, hello and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who missed my previous vlog, it is show day today. Boss and I are heading off to a lovely local venue to compete in the Novice 5 and 6 test. So last night I washed his tail, plaited it up, and I also plaited his mane. I balled it this morning because I don't like to golf ball it overnight, so I just plait it in sections, and then I've golf balled it this morning. He's been having a little munch on his hay and also had his feed this morning. So we are pretty much ready to go. Everything's packed in the car. I've hitched up the trailer. So I think now I'm going to load up Vossi and I will catch you guys at the venue. Mr. Vossman's all loaded. Oh, he's a good boy. So we can now head off. A good boy. So it is currently 8:15 in the morning. Mum's actually coming with us today, so it'll be nice to have an extra set of hands to help, and also that means that Mum's able to film my tests, which is nice, as opposed to me sort of stressing going by myself and literally gambling whether or not there's going to be someone around to kindly film for me. So yes, I had a few updates which I shared on my previous vlog, and basically we went and trained with a List 1 British Dressage judge, Kim Ratcliffe, on Monday, and we had a really confidence boosting session, which was lovely. We actually spent the majority of the session training and riding through the LE5, which was totally unexpected. But that being said, I did manage to ride through the Novice 6 test, which I'm competing today for the second time ever. I have had a bit of a problem with my confidence with this Novice 6 test, because today is actually the second time I'm ever competing it, and it's got some tricky elements to it. I find the hardest line is when you come round off your half 15-metre loop back to the track to do canter. No, sorry, that's Novice 5 test. The hardest part of the Novice 6 test is when you have to go, you do a 15-metre circle, and then you show a few strides of medium canter, then you have to collect back to working canter, and then give of the reins at A, which all just comes up really quick. And then after you've given of the reins, you then have to prepare to come off the track again in the corner to do your canter. So there is a lot there, and I have, every time I've been practicing, I've been annoyingly having a break after my medium canter, bringing him back to collected canter, and then collecting a bit too much that he then breaks in the corner. So today I'm just going to be really conscious to keep my leg on, do some really nice smooth transitions, because those of you who did see my previous vlog, I did notice when watching the footage back that my transitions were a bit sloppy. Like when we were coming back down from canter, he'd like lift his head a little bit. I also wasn't giving of my reins enough throughout my tests, and I think that's another thing that happens when I ride a new test. I get a little bit stressed myself, and I forget to relax. I forget to play and, you know, play around with the reins and give with the reins. So yeah, a lot for me to think about today, but Mum is literally just about to get in the car, so I'll catch you at the venue. So we are here at the venue. As you can tell, I've taken Bossy off the trailer. He's having a nibble on some hay. I've just got myself ready, and I believe that the first person's just gone in. So it's just gone 9:30. My first test is at 19 minutes past 10. And then my second test is at 1 minute past 11. So I'm conscious I want to give him a good warm in for the first class, but I'm also conscious I don't want to be on his back too much, that he doesn't have the energy to take me through the Novice 6 test. So may jump off his back for a bit after I've done the first class, see how he feels. But yeah, I'm going to tack him up now, hop on, do a nice warm in, and then we can go into the Novice 5 test. Okay, Novice 5, let's go. So because there is no outside to the arena, you very much are riding in 20x60 now. Before the bell goes, I always like to give Vossi a little bit of a trot round, just to let him see that there are jumps on the other side of the fence. Last time we came here, which was the first time, he spooked at that. So the bell went, and now I think I'm about to go down the centre line. Yeah, so I think that was a nice positive entry, really nice forward trot, nice rhythm. His head could have been a little bit out. There we go, it's a bit better. And just preparing to turn left. So we started off strong. We got a nice solid 8 there. So coming around now to do our 15-metre circle at S. Comment was a little short in neck, but we still scored a 7. So we got a good shape. It was nice and round. He was keeping the rhythm. So I was super happy with that. Then after the 15-metre circle, we're preparing to change the rein E to F, and at the 3/4 line I just do sitting trot just to do a nice gradual transition down to walk, ready to prepare to go back up to trot again and then to canter. So we scored a 7 for that, which was grand. F transition to working canter, F AKV working canter, we scored a 7, which I was super happy with. Circle right 20 metres at V, and we scored a 6.5 for this. Comment was slightly fragile tempo, which I totally understand. I should have pushed that forward a little bit more. So then we're cantering to S to do a half circle right 15 metres, returning to the track at V. So just coming around now to do that, and we scored a 6.5 for this. The comment was keep move positive in tempo. So yeah, I guess, as I said, I do struggle with a little bit of tension in the canter, but looking back, I think it actually looks okay. But there we go. So K transition to working trot, we actually scored a 4 for that. KAF working trot. And then, because Vossi had a little mishap, Charlotte went wrong and forgot where she was going. Brilliant. How many times have I done this test, guys? I mean, probably more times than I've had hot dinners. Not that many, but you know. So the bell went, I had to regroup and remember what was next, which of course was FS, changing the rein and showing some medium trot strides, which I thought he did really nicely, but we scored a 6.5 for this, and the comment was to allow freedom, which I thought I did, but apparently not. So SCR working trot, we scored a 6.5. Again, same comment, needing to allow freedom. Then we are circling right 50 metres at R, and we scored a 6.5 for this. Again, the comment was the shortening of the neck, pity, but nice steps. So I guess promising. So BK changed the rein over L, and I'm going to be honest, I forgot where I was going again at this point. I had a moment of panic and I was like, oh, I need to change the rein B to K, so I changed a bit too late. And we scored a 5.5 for this. However, the comment wasn't that I looked like I forgot where I was going. The comment was keep tempo. So there we go. She did not see that I forgot where I was going, which I guess is a bonus. So now we are preparing to circle left 20 metres at P. Damn, we scored a 5 for this. A 5. So the comment was balance on hand, changed behind one step. Really? I don't know if I saw that. Oh, no, there we go. That's what he did. He did his little buck. Thanks, Vossi. So R, half circle left 15 metres diameter, returning to the track at P. So we scored a 6.5 for this against the contact. I can see that. We're having a little bit of a battle here. Again, just felt that tension in the canter, which we need to work on. In the test environment, I get a bit stressed. So F, transition to working trot. K, FAK working trot. We scored a 7 for that. Again, comment was short neck. And KR, change the rein and show some medium trot strides. 6.5 we scored for this. Again, the comment was allow freedom, so the steps can lengthen further. Let's not forget that we've been struggling big time with Vossi braking. So yeah, each to their own journey. So transition to medium walk at C, which we scored a 7 for. I was really happy. I thought that was a lovely transition. HIB, change the rein in a free walk on a long rein. And we scored a 7 for this. And this was double marks. However, the comment was fair start, then the outline changed. Yeah, and that was right there. So Vossi lifted his head up a little bit, which was such a shame. And then B, transition to medium walk, change the rein in medium walk to BLK, which we scored a 6.5 for. And then the comment was tension to contact. Damn, these comments. I feel like this is a pretty brutal tashi, I'm not going to lie, but very useful, of course, to get that feedback. K, transition to working trot. We scored a 7. And then A, turn down the centre line. X, halt immobility, salute. And whilst I thought that was a lovely little trot, the judge didn't see this, but we were definitely not at X. And we got a 6.5 because we overshot at A. And we were right at the centre line. Big pats of Vossi despite Mummy's blip of forgetting where we were going. But I'm not taking full responsibility. Vossi did have a little spook, which, you know, shook me. Straight into the Novice 6 test. So enter in working trot. X, halt immobility salute. Proceed in working trot, track right. Thankfully the judge didn't see that wasn't actually X. But there we go. We scored a 6.5 for that. And the comment was we were too right of the centre line with an unsteady mouth. C, track right. So R, turn right, and then S, turn left. And we scored a 7 for that. I thought it was quite a nice swooping bend there. Changed my diagonal on the centre line. And then V, turn left, P, turn right. Again, we scored a 7. Nice steps, but a little tense. So now we are coming all the way around to V to do our circle right 10 metres at V. So trying to keep a nice consistent rhythm, try and keep him nice and relaxed but forward and keep that impulsion in the trot. So we scored a 7 for this, which I'm actually super happy with, because let's be real, how many times do I always say I override those 10 metres, and Kim drilled it into me that I should keep my leg just scraping the centre line. So VM changed the rein, showing some medium trot strides, and we scored a 6.5 for that. MCHS working trot, and then we're coming around to S to do our circle left 10 metres. So just keeping the trot nice and consistent, keeping his head out, making sure he doesn't tuck. Again, we scored a 7 for a 10 metre circle, and there was a comment that he had a bit of tension in his neck. Probably all the stress and tension I'm feeling in myself relaying onto him. So SF changed the rein, showing some medium trot strides. We scored a 6.5 again for this, and the comment was he was short in the frame. F, working trot. Between A and K, transition to medium walk. I thought that was a nice downwards transition. We scored a 7 for that, which I was super happy with. So KR changed the rein in a free walk on a long rein. Now, if you watched my video a few days ago where I was riding through these tests, you will have known that I thought it was K to B. Thankfully today I rode it to R, so I'm happy with that, despite Vossi not opening up his shoulders and walking as freely and forward as he could. So we scored a 6.5 for that, and the comment was that he needs to lengthen his frame a bit and stretch him more forward and down. So R, we're going to do a medium walk. So RH, change the rein in a medium walk, and we scored a 7 for this, so I was super chuffed with that. And then between H and C, transition to working trot, we scored a 7. And then between C and M, transition to working canter right, we scored a 6.5, and the comment was to keep the tempo. R, circle right 15 metres diameter, we scored a 6.5 for this, and the comment was that he was drawing back. Now I thought he did quite a nice 15 metres here, but there we go. RF, show some medium canter strides. I thought there was a good difference there. However, we only scored 6.5, and the comment was that we needed more ground cover. F, working canter. FAK, working canter over A, give with the reins. We scored a 6, and the comment was we lost balance and there was no release. So KLB, changed the rein in working canter. BM, counter canter. And we scored a 6.5, and the comment was tension. So M, transition to working trot. We scored a 7 for that, which was nice. Between C and H, transition to working canter. So we scored a 6.5 for that. Then S, circle left 15 metres diameter. And the comment was keep the energy. As you can see, he was cantering up as opposed to out at that point. So we scored a 6.5 for that. SK, shows some medium canter strides. K, working canter. Fair enough, we scored 6.5 for that because his quarters were leaning in. Then give and retake with the reins over A. Vossi decided to throw a huge spook, which was the worst feeling ever, and didn't set me up for this next part very well, because we had to change the rein in working canter FLE and EH do our counter canter, which we scored a 6.5 for, which wasn't the best. H, transition to working trot, and we scored a 6 for that. just trying to regroup. I think at this point of the test, Vossi gets a bit tired, so I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't tuck behind his neck. We're keeping a fluent, consistent trot. And then the next part of the test is half circle right 10 metres at B. And we got a 6 for this, and the comment was that we turned too early, which is fair enough. X, turned down the centre line. G, halt immobility salute, and we scored a 6.5 for that. So our centre lines were a bit of a downfall today for us. We lost some easy marks, but nevertheless, good boy, apart from the little spooky moments and the worst give and retake we've ever done. So, of course, after I untacked him at the show, I took him back home, and the first thing I did was pop his fly mask and fly rag on to put him back out in the field so he could enjoy some sunshine and have some grazing and enjoy being a horse after his day and week of being a very busy boy. We had a lot of training and our show today. So, yeah, he was happy to be out. He saw something and was a little bit spooky, and he thought he was going to get eaten by a dragon. Okay, so the reason I'm laughing is because I did a video already about like my debrief of how I thought everything went, and it's hilarious because I did my debrief without even watching my tests back, and you know sometimes it feels worse than it looked. Okay, so today I didn't get the scores I wanted to get, but watching the tests back it felt a lot worse than it actually looked. So after watching them back, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Okay, enough of that. Let's talk about what actually happened. So the Novice 5 test, oh my goodness, I forgot where I was going. Don't know how that even happened, because before the test and the class even started, I stood outside the arena and I drew the test like 3 times to make sure I knew exactly where I was going. He warmed in beautifully. He felt lovely. We did some shoulder in, we did some leg yield, we did some traver, we did lots of transitions, we did lots of circles, and he felt great. And then we go into the ring, feels good, and then he throws in that annoying spook again at A. For those of you that saw my previous video where I was training at my trainer's yard, we have huge issues at A, and we've had it here at this arena today as well, which is so frustrating. So of course his spook threw me off, and I thought immediately I had to go from the counter canter back up to a canter, completely forgetting my medium trot. And that has always been something I've been fighting against in this Novice 5, because for some reason my brain just wants to do the canter and then go straight up into canter again, and then just go straight into the next part of the test, forgetting the mediums. And of course, because that spook happened, that obviously threw me and reverted my brain back to thinking how I was supposed to ride the test, which is completely wrong. I shouldn't have done the canter and then picked up the lead to canter again, which is why the bell went, which you couldn't hear. I think I came last out of a class of 7 silver riders, or I came like 6th out of 7 riders, I think, or I came 6th out of 6 riders, I'm not 100% sure. But I scored 65%, which obviously isn't a regionals qualifying score, which is so gutting, because of course I set out today to try and get those all important minimum 67% regional scores, which I didn't get, which is absolutely gutting. But watching that test back, I'm actually pretty happy with it. That being said, we got an 8 for our entry, which is positive. We got some 7s. And yeah, overall pace is 7, impulsion 6.5, cooperation 6.5, rider's position seat 7. And then obviously we deducted 2 marks because I forgot where I was going. But then the comments at the end were nice. Lovely horse, lots of potential when you can allow a little more freedom so the frame can lengthen and stay to supple your contact. No, reasons for penalty marks, supple your contact. Annoying, because I said to myself I wanted to go today to be more supple with my contact, and obviously I didn't do that, which is frustrating. Novice 6. Okay, she remembered where she was going. That's a good start. Again, we didn't score greatly. We got 67 point. We got 67. I wish we got 67. We got 65.8. Circle left 15 meters. Keep the energy. 6.5 for that. 6.5 for medium canter strides. This is a fair comment, to be fair. The quarters were tending in. I felt him bring his quarters in. I was like, Vossi, what are you doing? We're not doing canter traver. Working canter, give and take of the reins. That felt absolutely appalling. So of course I knew that I did not want to give a retake these blimmin' reins at A where he previously spooked. We had to do it, and we scored a 4.5 for that, which sucks. So yeah, this is where we've lost the marks, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, look, of course I'm gutted that I didn't achieve what I set out to do today, which was to get those regional scores, getting a minimum of 67%. But you know what? There was some tough competition today. The riders that I was against and the horses that I was against, like the silver riders, whew, they were very, very hot competition. Really, really, really good stuff today. So on the one hand, I'm obviously deflated because I didn't walk away with what I intended to achieve. But on the other hand, like, I'm, you know, I did it, and now I've just got to focus on to the next thing. But no, I think let's look forward now to what we've got coming up in April. And honestly, now that I didn't get those scores today, I have to kind of put my foot down a bit in terms of making sure I'm going to enough shows to get those scores, because April now, and we've only got until the end of June to qualify. So I think I may try to go to 2 shows in April. I might try to go to one in the next 2 weeks and then one at the end of April, just to give ourselves enough time. Because I'm not one of these that likes to leave things to the last minute, and I do like to give Vossi breaks and stuff in between, and also before, if we even make it to regionals. If we don't, I don't know what we're going to, well, I do know what we're going to do. We've already got 1 qualifying score, silver novice, for area festivals. If we don't get the qualifying scores for regionals, we go to area festivals, which is, you know, just as big of an achievement, to be honest, because that's the first time I'll ever be competing against silver riders. But that being said, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue to keep trying to get those over 67% towards my regional scores. And if I don't get regional score qualification, then so be it. I'll go to the area festivals. But yeah, as I was saying before, I do either regionals or area festivals this summer. I do want to give Vossi another little break, but based on experience, remember, I'm still very new to bringing him back after his 4-week break after winter areas. We were very rusty, and we still are rusty. So I feel like our scores definitely improve when we are very much in the swing of things. We're going to a show every 2 weeks. I know what I'm doing, and he knows what he's doing, and we're very much on it. At the moment, I still feel like we're a bit airy-fairy, and I still feel like we're winging it a little bit, just because, you know, we're not confident as of yet in that Novice 6 test. Novice 5 test, I have no excuse for today. Like, I should know that test at the back of my hand, and I do know that test at the back of my hand. Don't know what happened there, but you know, sometimes these things happen. It's been a humbling show. Humbling show. Sometimes it's good to have these humbling experiences, but also it's important for me to like share like how I really feel, because so much of social media these days is so many people being quite boastful about how they're getting on. And I don't like to take a boastful approach, and best believe if I do feel really ecstatic, I may sometimes sound a little bit boastful, in the sense of I'm ecstatic and so proud and so happy, and some may perceive that as boastfulness. But on the whole, I like to keep my head level-headed. I like to be really honest in my feelings. And, you know, don't get me wrong, sometimes I feel really deflated, sometimes I feel a bit upset. And I did feel a bit deflated and upset when I walked away and saw my scores, because I went with the intention of getting some more regional scores. That didn't happen, so I felt a bit meh, got to try again. I don't even know where I was going with that point. But anyway, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone for watching. And I hope this is a reminder for anyone else who's ever been through that period where you're kind of scoring low, to just remind yourself that this happens to everyone. This isn't just you. This isn't just me. This is something that happens to everybody. So I'm going to take it on the chin. I'm going to take on board all of the judges' comments today and work towards our next show. And hopefully we can come back better and stronger than ever before. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.